But I guess the point I'm trying to make is I loved my job. I really loved it. I hated the management structure. I hated the lack of compassion to the employees from the higher ups, and even towards the lower managers. Everybody's under pressure. Our night manager is under pressure for us to do good because he's under pressure from the one above him, which is under pressure from the one above him, which is under pressure from the store manager, which is under pressure from the district manager, and it all flows downhill to us peasants, right? So everything's on us. And maybe that's how the store works. Maybe that's how they've been successful, but it's rough. It's very stressful. And like I said, with the onset of my illness, stress was one of the suspected causes or contributing factors, and that there was a lot of stress there, to say the least. But I love the job. I love the work that I did. That's the only thing I miss about it. But it was also nice working nights. They considered it a different lifestyle, so you get paid more. It was like $1 more to work night than it is for the days. And there were some of us that were making more than the department managers were, that's wrong, because they're the ones that do all the work. Like, we just stock the shelf. That's all we do. They do all the work. They deal with the angry customers and just plain a-hole customers, right? That's one of the reasons I liked working at night. I don't have to deal with that, right? It's a little different if the store is open 24 hours and the night crew's still got to deal with them, right? But, because we got $1 extra for working nights, well, some of us were making more than some of the department managers. That's wrong. I don't agree with that. But like I say, I enjoyed it. But once I wasn't there anymore, I had free time. Because I was working nights, my days were free, which was nice because everything was open in the daytime. You're working daytime, if it's after 5 o'clock, there's a lot of stuff that's not open anymore when you're off work, right? So that's another advantage of working nights. When you get off work in the morning, stores are just starting to open. You can enjoy the nice sunrise, which I like. I just don't like the coldest part of the day, but a little bit of downside there. But at that time, it wasn't a big deal. It's my illness that makes me not like the cold now. I never had a problem with winter, but my body doesn't like it anymore. I'm hypersensitive to temperature now. The heat doesn't bother me too much, but the cold does not deal with the cold very well at all anymore. So I don't like winter anymore for that reason. But after I had quit, I had all this free time. In the summertime was good because we want to go somewhere, we'll go somewhere. After that, the kids are in school, so we're kind of limited by what we can do there. But it was enjoyable until things started tapering off, and I started hanging around this manager, and his wife had a really nice camera. I can't remember what it was, but she used to take pictures of her kids. She was doing poses, like outdoor poses and that. She was really good. She was really good. I'm not one for posing. It's especially like studio work. I don't think I've talked about this yet. I've never liked studio work. I've always hated studio work because, well, first of all, I suck at indoor photography. I prefer the natural lighting. And you get this family together, you know, they're trying to get their kids to smile, stop fighting with each other, stop crying or whatever, depending on how old they are. Try to get everybody together, and you get this fake forced smile. I don't like that. That's not the thing I do. My style of photography is catch them doing what they're doing. Their expressions are genuine, their smiles are genuine. They're having fun, they're doing what they want to do, right? And they're not all dressed in suits and their Sunday best or whatever. They're wearing whatever they want to wear. And that was one of the things that, like, their dad asked me one day, you know, if there's anything specific I want them to wear. I said, no. I said, let them dress the way they want to dress. The only thing I ask is that they don't wear the same thing 2 days in a row. That way we can separate the days, right? That was my only rule. Don't wear the same thing 2 days in a row. That was it. It's I miss it. I can't tell you how much I miss it. That was a phenomenal period of my life. That, you know, like I said, the only thing I've ever done that gave me purpose. You know, made me feel like I was accomplishing something. I really enjoyed it. But, you know, everything ends, right? So, anyways, his manager's wife, she was really good with the portrait and the close-ups, the kids, you know, laying in the grass or whatever, be laying on his stomach with his hands kind of like this, and it was an absolutely beautiful picture. That one that she showed me, I remember that so well. So he saw what I was doing, and he kind of got the idea that he'd like to do that too. But I'm not sure what Walmart managers get paid, but he couldn't afford a camera. So I saw an opportunity. I can sell my camera to him. That was the F9000. He was interested in buying it, and I would use that money to upgrade again. That's about the only time I could be able to upgrade, right? So I bought my Canon XSi. Beautiful camera, absolutely beautiful camera. If you're starting out, I recommend it. It's a true DSLR. It's got the flip-up lens inside it. It does not do video at all. It's strictly pictures. And I loved it. I got a whole bunch of accessories and stuff off of eBay. And it opened up a whole new world for me. But I didn't have video capability. So now it's strictly pictures. But at this time, it didn't matter too much. We were still doing the odd outing and that. There just wasn't any more video. But I had a beautiful camera I could do anything with. I could put any kind of lens on it I wanted. I had the opportunity, you know, to do anything if there's something specific. Like, the options are endless for Canon cameras. As you can get any kind of lens for it. There's a lot of non-Canon lenses that specifically fit Canon cameras. There's adapters that you can get to put other lenses on. Like, you can do what you want. It's kind of a foundation, basically, that you can build on any way you want for any specific purpose. So we're driving around, and I started doing night photography. I had some beautiful shots. I'm teaching him how to use the camera, and I kept telling him, because he'd use the flash. When you're doing night photography, you got to turn the flash off, because especially if you're in auto mode, if you want to do a time lapse, well, a lot of cases you have to do time lapse at night. You have to have a long exposure to expose, you know, to get enough light in to make an image, right? And if you use a flash, your camera's going to adjust automatically to that flash, right? There's going to be a lot of light, so it's going to have a slower shutter speed. And it took a long time, but you know, I just kept telling him, I said, you can't use the flash. Turn the flash off. Because it's got a built-in flash, right? And if it senses the picture too dark, the flash automatically pops up and flashes. Gotta turn that off. And I got some really, really good pictures of us just driving around, just doing that, right? So I got into night photography, and I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. And then at some point, he quit Walmart. He had enough of their crap, and I'm not sure what it was he was doing. He found a job somewhere, and he ended up getting a car. He still had his driver's license, but it was a BC license, British Columbia, and he let it expire, so he had to go through the beginning stages again. You know, that's one thing I haven't done. I haven't let my license expire. I don't have a car anymore, but I used to rent a car whenever I needed one. I rented the U-Haul van. I still need my license. I use it for ID, so I won't let it lapse. I'll keep it up. If there's a time, and I won't have another car. I'll never have another car now. No, the world's too messed up for that. But if I ever need to rent one, or if we end up moving again and we need to rent a U-Haul again, I've still got my license, right? But like I say, it's like I need it for ID. So, but he ended up doing that, and he moved. He didn't like the drugs in Hanover. He didn't want his kids exposed to that, and a couple other things which I won't say because YouTube doesn't seem to like that anymore. But there was two main reasons why he wanted to move out of Hanover. The drugs was the biggest one. There's a lot of drugs in Hanover, and he didn't want his kids exposed to that, so he moved to Kitchener. Not exactly sure that's an improvement, but no, it is what it is. So he's out of the picture now, and I'm off doing my thing now. I'm going out to the conservation area a lot, sometimes with the boys, sometimes by myself, and just doing things. And I'd still go out and do other night shots and whatever. And I started experimenting with other things. I discovered I'm not even sure if I've done a video on this yet. I was going to. I don't think I have, now that I think of it. So you'll see that in the future, I guess. I discovered how to do macro photography. You can get an adapter that fits onto the camera body that allows you to turn the lens around. Because the front of the lens has got the threads to put filters on. You can use those threads to screw onto the camera body, and if you turn the lens around, it becomes a macro lens. So the problem is you don't have anything, you don't have auto anything, so you're limited to what you can actually photograph. But you can get like really, really super close to something, and your focal distance is like millimeters. You have to get the camera exactly where you want it to get what you want in focus. But it was phenomenal. Some of the pictures I got. Did you know houseflies had fur? I discovered that. They actually have fur. That's how close I could get, and just some of it is just absolutely wild. So I won't say too much because I was going to make a video specifically on that, and it looks like the camera's moving. I can see a reflection. Yeah, I can see my hand. on the lens and I can see it moving. So I know the wind's moving. I need a new tripod. I'll be getting one next month. But I'll make a video specifically on that. I'll show you how to convert your camera to do macro photography, and I'll show you how to make a flash diffuser. Because when you're that close, your flash, if your lens is like that far from your subject, and your lens is that big around, the flash is up here, it won't reflect off your subject. So you have to have a diffuser, which is just basically something that's white that catches that flash and lights up everything around. And it's a soft light, it's not harsh, it won't generate any shadows or anything. So I've been going through all my old pictures right from the very beginning, and I come across those pictures. I was actually going to make a video to show you that, and I never did. I don't know. I don't remember it. Something... I don't remember. When I did an update a while ago when I was sitting here, that was a while ago now. My videos have kind of dropped off since then. So that was a while. I was really angry that day, and I was giving up on YouTube. That might have been what changed everything, because everything changed at that point, everything, and it still has. I'm only posting stuff that I feel is important right now. I'm not going out making daily videos anymore. I'm done with it, and I'll get to that too. That's part of this. But I was doing different things. I was doing experimenting with... I'll see if I can find it. I think it was 2006. We were in the backyard and the kids had sparklers. They were spinning them around. And I'll show how I did that. I'll show a picture up here. Or up here, I guess. I will show that. And how I got that picture, it was... I think it was either 5 seconds or 10 seconds. It was I'll say 10 just for argument. It was a 10-second exposure followed by the flash. And the 10-second exposure got the motion of the sparklers, and that flash froze. I think I'll use Zach. I think I got the best picture of Zach doing that. And that flash froze Zach in that specific position just at that last one, because he was dark enough that the camera wouldn't catch him a lot, and that flash just suddenly lit him up at the end. And I'll show those. I started doing that, but with water balloons. And what I'd do, I had a back, it's a dog blanket. I think I got it from the dollar store. It's just a blanket you put on the back seat of your car if you got a dog that likes to run around back there and get your seat all dirty. So I had that in the background. So I had a black background. I filled a balloon full of water, hung it from a string in front of this backdrop, and I had my camera set up on a tripod pointing at the balloon, and I had the flash in my hand. So what I'd do is I'd throw a dart at the balloon, and everything's completely dark. I can't see, I can't see anything at all. So I throw this dart, and when I think it's about to hit, I'd hit the button on the flash. And probably 90% of them were failures, but I got some awesome pictures of exploding water balloons. That was a lot of fun. And I started playing with light sticks, glow sticks, glow-in-the-dark light sticks. You break and shake. I started playing with those different things. None of that really worked out all that great, but I experimented with a lot of things. You know, I had the time to do it, and wasn't going out with the boys very much anymore, so I had time to experiment with different things. I really enjoyed it, and that's one of the reasons That's one of the reasons I got this. I miss some of the things that I used to do, and I can't do them anymore. Cody's got my Canon now. You remember, I sold it to him. He was looking for a camera. I wasn't using it anymore. I've used it probably twice since I've lived here, and I really haven't done that much with it. And I was talking to him one day, not that long ago, and this is after looking through the stuff that I used to do, and I was telling him I really miss doing that. And I never asked him or anything. He said he'd give it back to me. It's just a matter of when, you know, whenever he can get down. He's a very busy person. He always has been, always will be. But that will get me, and all my accessories, everything. I'll be able to do the macro again. All the adapters and everything that I got for it, I can use again, right? And I now, because I have this, I have the ability to do video on stuff, right? I miss it so much. And I don't know if I'll do anymore. Probably not this year. There's really not much I can do this year, but, you know, like, scenery-wise, it's not all that great anymore because it's September 23rd today. So I believe either yesterday or today is the first day of autumn, first day of fall. So summer's over now officially. And, you know, plants are drying up, going to seed now, so it's not, as you can see, there's a lot of blonde. There's a lot of brown behind me now. Well, so it's just not as scenic. The bugs, there haven't been a lot of bugs around. Everything's kind of, you know, getting ready for winter now. I don't even want to think about that, but it's coming. So